Salsa Verde is a Portuguese style soup and it's classically with potatoes and kale. Now instead of using the typical kale, I'm going to be using Kaleette, which is a fantastic variety on the market at the moment. It's a hybrid of kale and Brussels sprouts, and look at the gorgeous colour of it. It's got a sweet nutty flavour, so it's going to be perfect for this soup. Now in a large pot we need to sweat off some onions, so I'm going to roughly chop them. And the trick is to keep it a really light pale colour. You don't want to caramelise your onions because we want the sweetness of the onions, so slowly sweating them off is key. So I'll roughly chop that. I'm also not putting my pan on yet because I want to slowly bring up the heat. So some extra virgin olive oil into a pot. We'll turn the heat on now and we'll add our onion. And then I like a good hit of garlic in this recipe, so 4 cloves of garlic, and I'll just bruise them just with the back of your knife. And because this soup is going to be blended, you can just roughly chop it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So in with our garlic. And then I'll just grab a wooden spoon and coat that in the onion mix, and now it's starting to sizzle. So we'll add some salt now. Again, using salt when you're frying your onions, it just controls it a little bit more because some of the moisture is going to come out of the onions. So I'll keep an eye on that. While that's sweating off about 4 to 5 minutes, I'll get onto the potatoes. I need 6 potatoes for this recipe. Okay, the onions have softened nicely along with the garlic, so we can add our potatoes that I've peeled and I've quartered, and we want to coat them in all that yummy onion mixture. And again, no colour on the potato, so just a low heat is best. And some salt, a generous pinch of salt, and some pepper. Now I'll add my gorgeous Kaleette. It's 160 grams, so a whole pack in. And you could use stock for this, but I really don't want to take the attention away from the potatoes and the Kaleette, so I'm going to use good old classic water. So we'll cover that with the water. And I'll give that another quick stir and ensure that everything is submerged in that water. I'll also bring this up to the boil. Once it's boiling, I'll pop the lid on, turn it down, and I'll cook this for about 25 minutes or until those potatoes are really tender. In that time, I'm going to slice up chorizo because this is, again, a very classic accompaniment to go with this soup, just in 1 centimetre slices, and at the very last minute, I'll fry it until it's really crispy. Okay, this soup is perfectly cooked, so now it's time to blitz it. What I'm going to do is take out 2 of the Kaleettes just to show them off in the soup, and I'll place them in the centre of the bowl. And now I'm going to blitz the rest of this soup. All right, that soup is perfect. I love that pale green colour. Now I'll just grab a ladle and then we'll carefully pour this soup into the bowl. 2 or 3 ladlefuls. And finally, we'll dress the top of the soup with a few rounds of chorizo sausage. And there you have it. That is such a rustic soup from Portugal. I love the combination of the potatoes and the Kaleette. That's exactly what I like on a cold winter's night.